Yo, what is good, YouTube? Matt Dubs here, back with another video, guys. And we're going to be starting a new little series on the channel where we do a pre-game breakdown, pre-game prediction of every single Celtics game going forward. I am a big-time Celtics fan, so if you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, join the family if you're new. We also will be live streaming every single Celtics game on this channel, live play-by-play reaction, commentary, and we interact with the chat. So make sure you guys come through and join the family. But without any further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, I think this is going to be a somewhat fun game. Now, the reason I say that, guys, is because the Celtics and Pistons have had a lot of games last year that were thrillers. I think we had 2 games last year that were OT games, and I think the Celtics lost 2 games to the Pistons last year as well. So the Pistons always find a way to give the Celtics some type of issues. They are a very young team. They have pretty much no expectations. They have nothing to lose. Now, the one thing about the Pistons are they really struggle to defend. And if you know, the Celtics are one of the best offensive teams in the league right now. So I do think the Celtics will, put up some good points here today. But another thing about the Celtics is our defense has been very inconsistent. We have good games, and then we have really, really bad games. And I think with this team, Cade Cunningham, Bogdanovich, Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart, I think they have a nice Sadiq Bey. Forgot about him. They have a nice little core right here who can really, really score this ball. They score in like bursts, though. Like, they can get really hot or they can get really cold. So if this is one of their days where they're really, really hot, I think we could have some issue here, and we could potentially lose this game to the Pistons. Celtics are at home. They're 7-3 this year compared to the Pistons, who are 3-8 so far. Detroit has gave up 120 more points in 5 of their first 10 games this year. Cunningham has been solid offensively, but Detroit has still struggled defensively all year. And, the team's record shows that. But this is not a team the Celtics can underestimate. This is a team who have 2 20-point scorers per game. Cade Cunningham, 21.4. Bogdanovich with 20 points a game. And then you got Isaiah Stewart, the young center, about 10 rebounds a game, 3 offensive rebounds. And then assists is Cade Cunningham, 6.4. I think the Celtics need to do 2 things in this game to win. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is they got to get on the glass. They got to be very consistent in not allowing offensive rebounds. As you can see here on the screen, Isaiah Stewart is averaging about 3 offensive rebounds per game. We got to make sure we got to limit their offensive rebounds. If you've watched any Celtics basketball all year long, the Celtics have absolutely struggled all year with allowing second chance opportunities here. We got to get better at that. We got to get on the boards and make sure to box out. Another thing we need to do better is not turn the ball over. Throughout the first, 7, 8, 9 games for the Celtics this year, we've had some turnovers that led to wide open buckets on the other end, and we cannot do that. We cannot, lose the momentum in games. We got to play good defense. We got to play good offense, limit turnovers. And if we limit turnovers, we're going to get up more shots, more buckets, a W. So that's what we need to do. I want to see a little bit better defense by our bigs, Blake Griffin, Luke Cornett, Noah Vonleh, and Al Horford. I think this Pistons team is a team with Cade Cunningham, like I said, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey. This team loves to run pick and roll offense. They do a little bit of, we do drop zone coverage. So what that means is whenever Cade Cunningham gets a screen from Isaiah Stewart, we'll have the guard go over top, and then the center is going to drop back into the paint, allowing wide open mid-range shots. And if you've watched any Pistons games this year, we know Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey are mid-range killers. So that's something they're probably going to hit us with a lot tonight. We got to be better. We got to step up on those shots, and I think we can get this dub. I do think it's going to be a pretty close game here. The Celtics have been really good all year. We're going for our 4th straight win. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown have been on a tear this season so far. Tatum's on his MVP type of level, scoring about 31 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, while Marcus Smart's putting up about 6.5 assists. 6.5 assists per game. I think Boston will ultimately win this game in a close one. It is minus 12.5 point favorites for the Celtics, which I think is a little bit too high, seeing how last year we had 2 OT games, I think it was, and a couple of really close games. I think the Pistons always give us trouble, and I think they might as well today. Now, Celtics have cleaned up against the weaker teams so much so far this year. I think our offense will be a little bit too much for the Detroit defense to handle. The Pistons prefer to play, a fast-paced, wide-open style of basketball, but I don't think they'll be able to defend against Boston in this game. I think the Celtics will kind of get whatever they want. As long as they can play defense, I think it should be a somewhat easy game. I think it's going to be tight, maybe like a 5 to 7 point game throughout the first 3 quarters of the game, and I think the Celtics will start to pull away there in the fourth quarter. But if the Celtics can do what I said earlier, get rebounds, don't allow offensive rebounds, and limit the turnovers, I think they'll win the game. I think Tatum and Jaylen Brown should be enough to, contain Detroit's 2 best players in Cade Cunningham and Bogdanovich. I think Boston is the much better team right now, but I also think Detroit is a very underrated team who, has nothing to lose. They're going to put it all on the line here every single night, and especially against a team who's coming off a finals appearance. I think Detroit's going to come out here swinging. I think we have 2 games versus them in the next couple of days, so if the Celtics do pull this one off, I expect the next one in Detroit to be a much, much closer game. So Celtics, I think, will get the W today in a close one. Relatively close one. But that's all I have for you guys today. I think, like I said, the 3 things we need to do: limit offensive rebounds, limit the turnovers, and we need to defend at a higher rate on the pick and roll, and I think we should win this game pretty easily. But that's all I have for you guys today. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get this video up to 25 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We're going to be live all year long, every single Celtics game for the rest of the year. So make sure you guys join the family. We're going to look through here. Celtics on a 3-game winning streak against Memphis, New York, Chicago. Lost a 1 OT game versus Cleveland. And then we beat Washington. And then for the Pistons, they're 2-5 or 2-3 in their last 5 games. Beat OKC, beat Golden State, but lost to the Cavs, lost to Milwaukee twice. So they have no Marvin Bagley, no Alec Burks, and we are without Robert Williams and Danilo Gallinari. But that's all I have for you guys today. Hit that like button, join the family if you're new. Until next time, guys, peace out.